Man, if you're a Bears fan, this is the kind of preseason game that gets you legitimately hyped. I mean, let's not get it twisted. It's still preseason. But winning 38-0? That doesn't happen by accident, even in August. And what makes it even sweeter is how many individual performances we saw that scream progress, potential, and maybe, just maybe, a whole new identity forming for this Chicago Bears team under the leadership of their shiny new quarterback, Caleb Williams. Now look, when the Bears drafted Caleb, the expectations were sky high from day one. The city's been starving for a franchise quarterback for decades, and when you bring a guy like him, former Heisman winner, #1 overall pick, you don't just hope he's good. You need him to be great. And I gotta say, for a debut, especially a preseason debut, he looked every bit like the guy they drafted to change the direction of this franchise. What were we looking for heading into this game? Well, first off, we wanted clean execution. That was a major concern from last season. This team struggled to get lined up correctly, burned timeouts in the first quarter, flirted with delay of game penalties every other drive. And here comes Caleb. First real NFL action, and everything looks smooth. No confusion at the line. No wasted motion. Not a single delay of game. The only penalty during his time on the field was a holding call, and that had nothing to do with him. That alone is progress. But more than that, it was how he commanded the offense. That first drive touchdown was a huge deal. If you followed the Bears last season, you know how rare that was. I think they scored on the opening drive like once all year. It's been a glaring weakness, and Caleb addressed it head-on during the game's broadcast. He literally said, "We wanted to come out, set the tone, put points on the board." That's a leader talking. That's a guy who knows what needs to change and is doing something about it. And his performance? Man, let's just call it what it was, sharp. He wasn't out there throwing 50-yard bombs or trying to be a hero. He ran the offense with poise, with maturity. He only had 4 incompletions, and honestly, 3 of those were just smart decisions to throw it away when nothing was there. One was a screen the Bills snuffed out, another was under heavy pressure where he dirted the ball at Zaccheaus' feet, and the third was a check down that maybe could have been placed better, but let's be real, we're nitpicking. He also had a couple of really strong throws that showcased his arm talent and anticipation. There was a second and 16 where he hit Colston Loveland on a deep crosser to move the chains. That's not just a good throw. That's a confident, aggressive throw in a tough situation. Then he hit Cole, KMET, on a seam route for 29 yards, absolute dart. Found DJ Moore on a timing out route to pick up another first. These aren't gimmick throws. These are the types of plays that sustain drives in the regular season. The play calling from Ben Johnson also deserves some love. He put Caleb in positions to succeed, mixed up the concepts, gave him chances to work through progressions, and the rookie responded. You want to see what your rookie quarterback looks like in a controlled environment, and this was textbook. Everything you wanted to see from Caleb Williams, you saw it, and then some. Now, while Caleb stole the show, let's not forget about Tyson Bagent. This dude continues to prove he's got the goods to be a high-level backup in this league. He came in and immediately picked up where Caleb left off. Started off 8 for 10. Finished the night 13-22, just under 200 yards and a touchdown. Look, no one's saying he's going to challenge for the starting job, but you have to start wondering, is there a world where Tyson Bagent could be a spot starter in this league? Because he's efficient, he doesn't take unnecessary risks, and he's got some sneaky mobility in the pocket. There was one play in particular, I think it was 4th down, where he avoided pressure, stepped up, looked like he was about to take off and run, then flipped it over the top to Maurice Alexander for a big gain. That's savvy. That's field awareness. That's a quarterback who's comfortable in chaos. And that touchdown he threw to Tyler Scott in the corner of the end zone, perfect ball placement, layered it right over the linebacker. I'm telling you, there's a reason why they kept him on the roster last year, and there's a reason he's probably locked in as the QB2 now. Let's keep the spotlight on the wideouts for a second, because what we're seeing from this group is exciting. Obviously, DJ Moore is the guy. He's the alpha. But man, Luther Burden looked smooth out there, and his connection with Bagent is already showing signs of something real. Then you've got Lamade Zaccheaus, and I know he only had one catch, but it was a statement. Simple slant route, maybe 7 yards in the air, and then boom, he takes it 36 yards to the house. That's what this coaching staff has been raving about all camp, his ability to make plays after the catch. And it's translating to the field. This wasn't a fluke either. Against the Dolphins, he took a 20-yard pass 70 yards for a score. In practice against the Bills, just a couple days before this game, he turned a short crosser into a 40-yard touchdown. This guy is electric. And for a guy they signed on a cheap veteran deal, he looks like someone who's going to carve out a legitimate role in this offense. Quick, dependable, dangerous in space. He's exactly the kind of player Ben Johnson wants in this system. And the tight ends? Look, everyone's talking about Colston Loveland, and for good reason. He had a couple of strong moments, including that second and 16 conversion. But don't forget about Cole Kmet. He's not flashy. He's not the new toy. But he is reliable, and he reminded everyone that he can still stretch the field. That 29-yard seam ball from Caleb was classic Kmet. Ran a clean route, strong hands at the catch point, move the chains. The Bears might actually be deep at tight end this year, and that opens up so much for the rest of the offense. Now, let's talk defense because, yes, the shutout is impressive. But there were individual performances that really popped, starting with Austin Booker. He's been flashing all preseason, and this game was no different. Had a sack, a quarterback hit, and was constantly around the football. It felt like every time the Bills tried to get into a rhythm, Booker was there blowing things up. He did leave the game with a knee injury on special teams, which is rough, especially if he ends up missing time because of it. But if he's okay, he looks like someone who's forcing his way into the pass rush rotation. It's one of those classic stories. Young guy, low expectations, and he just keeps producing. 2 straight weeks with a sack, multiple pressures, making the most of every rep. This is how you build depth on defense. This is how you build a culture of competition. And if the Bears are going to take a step forward this year, it's going to be because guys like Austin Booker become real contributors. First name on that list? Unfortunately, it's Rome Odunze. And before people start panicking, no, this isn't some hot take saying he's a bust or anything close to that. The guy has had a fantastic training camp. He's clearly a major part of the plan moving forward. But if we're being real, that one target he had, that one moment on 3rd and 5, it's a play he's absolutely got to make. Now, Caleb took responsibility for it after the game. Said he could have made a better protection call. Said the throw could have been better. And you love seeing that kind of leadership from your quarterback. But let's be honest, the ball hit Rome in the hands. He's a top 10 pick for a reason. That's the kind of play that needs to be automatic. Was it the easiest catch? No. Was it perfectly placed? Also no. But that's the league. These windows are tight. The timing is razor thin. And on 3rd and 5, in a regular season game, that drop could be the difference between continuing a drive or punting the ball away. That drop could be the difference between winning and losing. Again, it's one play. He's looked great otherwise. But this is why these reps matter. You want to iron out those details now, in August, so that come October, you're converting those 3rd downs without hesitation. Another guy who ended up under the microscope, at least a little bit, is Braxton Jones. Now, it's tough because we didn't get a full sample of his snaps, but for what we did see, there's reason for concern, particularly when it comes to getting beat on the inside. That's twice now in back-to-back preseason games where he's lost leverage to the inside, and both times, it nearly resulted in disaster. The most recent one? Caleb bailed him out by getting the ball out quickly to DJ Moore with anticipation. Last week, it was Bagent who kept the play alive. But in the regular season, you can't keep relying on your quarterbacks to cover for breakdowns in pass protection. To be fair, Ben Johnson said after the game that Braxton is showing flashes of his old self, that they're looking for consistency, and they're seeing progress. And yeah, outside of that one rep, he didn't have any major issues. But when you've got a rookie quarterback, protection becomes priority number 1. You can't have your left tackle losing the inside path against rotational defenders. If you're going to get beat, at least make the guy take the long way around. Because right now, it's putting unnecessary stress on a position group that's already had its share of question marks. And while we're talking about the offensive line, we've got to bring up Kieran Amagaji. This one stings a bit. 3rd-round pick from last year, a guy with raw tools, tons of upside, but he's still playing deep into the fourth quarter of a preseason blowout. That's not a great sign. Typically, when the starters and core backups are chilling on the sideline in baseball caps, and you're still out there grinding reps in the final few minutes, it usually means the coaching staff hasn't seen what they needed to see. It means your roster spot isn't locked in. Now, maybe they're just trying to get him more reps. Maybe they're experimenting. But the fact that he's still working at left tackle instead of getting looks at guard is a little surprising. With his body type and skill set, a move to the interior might make more sense. You'd like to see the staff throw him into those situations and see what happens. But for now, he's on the bubble. The physical tools are there, but this league doesn't wait forever. Another player who unfortunately couldn't get on the field was Kyle Monangai, and this one was just flat-out bad timing. The door was wide open. No DeAndre Swift. No Roscoe Johnson. The stage was set for Kyle to go out there, get 10, 12 carries, maybe bust one loose, and really make a statement that he deserves to be the number 2 back behind Swift. But he got dinged up in practice and couldn't suit up. Now, according to Ben Johnson, it's not a long-term injury, which is good news. But you only get so many chances in the preseason, and he missed a big one here. Because while he was out, Britton Brown and Ian Wheeler took full advantage. Neither of those guys is a lock to make the team, but they both ran hard. They showed vision, burst, toughness. If you're Kyle Monangai watching from the sideline, you had to be thinking, that should have been me. Does it mean he's in danger of getting cut? Probably not. But it delays what could have been a breakout moment for him. And now, if he's healthy, all eyes are going to be on Friday against the Chiefs. That could be his final opportunity to remind the coaches why he belongs in the top 3 of that running back room. Let's go back to defense for a second, because while most of the unit played lights out, there was one guy we didn't hear much from, and that's Terrell Smith. Now, this is a little different from the other names. This isn't about poor performance. It's about health. Smith's injury is apparently a bit more serious than the others, and Ben Johnson made a point to send him thoughts and prayers during the post-game presser. That usually means it's something that could sideline him for a while. And that's tough because Smith has quietly been having a solid camp. He's one of those guys who might not jump off the screen, but gives you reliable depth. And if this injury lingers, that secondary loses a little bit of its flexibility. Because the truth is, this roster isn't fully set. There are still battles happening, still jobs on the line, still mistakes to clean up. And while it's easy to get caught up in the hype, it's just as important to keep perspective. This team has potential, no doubt, but still got work to do. And every rep between now and week 1 is a chance to get better or a chance to fall behind. The margin is thin. The competition is real. And the next few weeks, they're going to tell us a lot about who's really ready to roll when the games start to count. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have begun to circulate across the NFL landscape, suggesting that Justin Fields is making a highly anticipated return to the Chicago Bears, and the excitement is palpable. The rumor mill has been alive with chatter that the team is preparing a grand welcome for the quarterback, signaling a renewed commitment to him as the face of the franchise. Sources close to the organization hint that the Bears are planning more than a routine media announcement, possibly organizing a celebratory event that could include fans, former players, and city officials. The timing of this potential homecoming is generating even more intrigue, with speculation that it may coincide with a major game or a significant franchise milestone, amplifying the buzz. Among fans, social media is already abuzz with theories about what this return could mean for the team's offensive strategy, roster decisions, and overall morale. Analysts are dissecting every possible scenario, debating whether Fields' re-entry could spark a transformation similar to other high-profile quarterback comebacks in NFL history. Betting circles have reportedly noticed a spike in activity on Bears-related wagers, fueled by optimism and the fear of missing out on what could be a pivotal chapter in the team's ongoing narrative. The atmosphere surrounding Chicago appears electric, a city collectively holding its breath, ready for the official confirmation that would set off celebrations reminiscent of a championship unveiling. Every insider source seems to have a slightly different version of the plan, adding layers of mystery that fuel speculation across sports media outlets, further elevating the anticipation around Fields' rumored return. The potential impact extends beyond the field, as local businesses and fan communities are already buzzing about the economic and cultural implications of such a high-profile homecoming, signaling that the ripple effects could resonate throughout Chicago and beyond. While official confirmation remains elusive, the pervasive energy surrounding this story is impossible to ignore, hinting that when Fields does return, it could redefine the Bears' narrative for the upcoming season in ways that few had dared to imagine just months ago. This mounting speculation underscores the magnetic pull that a quarterback of Fields' caliber holds, as fans and pundits alike contemplate the transformative potential of his homecoming, all while the city waits with bated breath for the first signs of movement in what promises to be an unforgettable moment in franchise history. The intrigue is only heightened by strategic leaks and playful hints from team insiders, who seem to relish watching the growing anticipation take on a life of its own. Each passing day without official word adds more fuel to the rumor fire, drawing in casual observers and diehard fans alike. As the potential return of Justin Fields gains traction, the rumor landscape surrounding the Chicago Bears continues to thicken, and speculation about the mechanics of the planned homecoming is becoming increasingly elaborate. Sources suggest that the team is weighing multiple options for how to best showcase Fields' return, from a dramatic press conference at Soldier Field to an intimate player-focused event designed to emphasize his leadership role. Sports commentators are engaging in heated debates over how this move might influence the Bears' offensive schemes, particularly with respect to quarterback-centric play calling and the integration of new talent around Fields. Conversations in sports bars, online forums, and fan meetups are buzzing with conjecture about the symbolic significance of a large-scale celebration, with many interpreting it as a signal of renewed faith in Fields as the centerpiece of the franchise. Market analysts are even weighing in, projecting potential merchandise sales spikes and ticket demand surges, illustrating the broad commercial ramifications of this rumored return. Meanwhile, fan groups have reportedly begun coordinating unofficial viewing parties, anticipating a narrative crescendo that would rival the excitement seen during championship runs. The media has picked up on subtle hints from coaching staff and management, treating every comment as potential confirmation while dissecting implications for team dynamics. Pundits are particularly focused on how this return could serve as a psychological boost, providing Fields with a renewed sense of purpose and the team with a unifying focal point that could galvanize a fractured locker room. Local newspapers have begun framing the rumor as a story of homecoming and redemption, linking Fields' personal trajectory to the broader Chicago sports ethos. Observers note that such a public display, if it materializes, would not only strengthen fan loyalty, but also heighten expectations for performance in the upcoming season, creating a narrative tension that feeds ongoing discussion. The sheer volume of speculation is generating its own kind of momentum, as each new rumor adds weight to the possibility that the Bears are orchestrating something unprecedented. Social media campaigns have already started trending, with hashtags and fan-created content suggesting anticipation far beyond what typical preseason announcements provoke. The excitement is palpable, a mixture of hope, nostalgia, and the tantalizing thrill of witnessing a story unfold in real time, making it clear that Justin Fields' return is not merely a personnel move, but a potentially defining moment in Chicago sports culture, sparking conversations that cross beyond football into the heart of the city's identity. Rumors surrounding Justin Fields' potential return have become a pervasive topic in the sports world, with insiders hinting at a combination of ceremonial pomp and strategic importance for the Chicago Bears' upcoming season. Observers suggest that team executives are keenly aware of the optics, possibly orchestrating an event that would double as both a morale booster and a public statement about their commitment to rebuilding around Fields. Analysts are speculating on how this could affect roster decisions, the allocation of salary cap resources, and a strategic development of the offense, considering Fields' unique skill set and leadership presence. The buzz is so widespread that fan communities are creating elaborate projections of how the return could unfold, from arrival logistics to pre-game introductions, making the rumor feel almost tangible. Even rival teams are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, assessing how the Bears' rumored celebration could signal a shift in competitive dynamics for the season ahead. Every subtle hint, from social media posts to offhand comments from coaching staff, is being dissected with forensic precision, giving rise to multiple interpretations and theories about timing, scale, and intent. Merchandising forecasts suggest that the excitement surrounding Fields could translate into significant financial gains, with fans eager to purchase jerseys, memorabilia, and event-related items in anticipation of the homecoming. Media coverage has begun treating the rumor as a narrative arc, framing it as a potential turning point not just for Fields, but for the franchise as a whole, emphasizing themes of redemption, leadership, and city pride. The discussion extends beyond Chicago, as national sports outlets speculate on the psychological impact of such a high-profile welcome and its potential to influence league-wide perceptions of the Bears. Cultural analysts are even weighing in, noting that major player returns often carry symbolic weight, embodying resilience and commitment, which could make Fields' rumored homecoming a story that transcends the field. While no official confirmation has been issued, the percolating excitement is evident in every corner of the sports landscape, from fan clubs to mainstream media, creating a sense of narrative suspense akin to waiting for a season finale. The build-up has all the elements of a blockbuster storyline: anticipation, emotion, speculation, and the irresistible lure of a hero's return, making it difficult for even casual observers to ignore the swirling rumors about Fields' imminent re-entry into Chicago's football scene. Amid growing speculation, rumors about Justin Fields' return have taken on a life of their own, spreading through both traditional media and social networks, creating a near-carnival-like atmosphere of anticipation for the Chicago Bears. Sources hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations and careful choreography of the events that could accompany Fields' homecoming, fueling conjecture about timing, location, and fan involvement. Sports commentators are exploring every angle, from potential offensive line adjustments to the psychological uplift a celebrated return could provide the entire roster, speculating that such a move could catalyze a winning streak, or at least create momentum heading into a critical part of the season. Fans are contributing to the frenzy, sharing graphics, countdowns, and speculative commentary across digital platforms, adding layers of engagement that amplify the rumor. Local businesses, sensing the economic opportunity, are reportedly preparing marketing campaigns and merchandise displays in anticipation of heightened foot traffic and consumer interest, turning the rumor into a potential boon for Chicago's commercial landscape. Analysts are also weighing the broader strategic implications, questioning how rival teams might adjust defensive schemes in anticipation of a rejuvenated Bears offense led by Fields, particularly if the quarterback returns with enhanced skills or confidence. Media outlets continue to dissect every available clue, treating minor gestures, social media likes, and public appearances as potential confirmation of the story, creating a feedback loop where rumor and speculation feed off one another. The excitement seems almost self-propagating, with the mere possibility of Fields' return sparking discussions that range from tactical predictions to emotional reflections on his previous performances and growth as a player. Cultural observers have noted that such events often resonate beyond the realm of sports, touching on themes of loyalty, redemption, and community pride, positioning Fields' rumored return as a narrative capable of uniting disparate groups under a shared moment of anticipation. While uncertainty remains, the intensity of discussion surrounding this rumor demonstrates the magnetic appeal of a potential quarterback comeback, capturing attention and igniting imaginations in a way that few sporting stories can achieve. Every development, every hint, and every whisper is magnified, turning speculation into a spectacle and setting the stage for what could become one of the most talked-about events in Chicago sports history. The persistent buzz surrounding Justin Fields' rumored return has reached a fever pitch, with speculation now extending to potential logistical details, celebratory elements, and strategic consequences for the Chicago Bears. Insiders suggest that management may be coordinating with city officials, fan organizations, and former players to stage an event that blends spectacle with symbolism, signaling a renewed commitment to Fields' leadership role and the franchise's long-term vision. Analysts are intensely debating how the homecoming could influence team dynamics, player morale, and even draft strategies, considering the quarterback's unique abilities and influence in shaping offensive patterns. The rumor has sparked a flurry of online content, including mock press releases, fan art, and hypothetical highlight reels, further embedding the narrative into the collective consciousness of Bears supporters and neutral observers alike. Betting markets have reportedly taken notice, reflecting spikes in odds and prop bets tied to Fields' potential impact on the team's performance, showing how rumors can ripple into tangible economic behaviors. Sports networks are treating every utterance from coaching staff or team representatives as a possible clue, feeding a cycle of anticipation that keeps fans engaged and guessing. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.